What's up, you guys? Coach Foley here from Orange Theory Fitness, Northwest Reno. Let's talk about the signature workout you will see on April 18th, Inferno. Starting with the 2G. Inferno is a run row styled workout. As you come in, it'll be a regular warm-up. Members on the treadmill, members on the rowers. As your members are warming up on those rowers, you'll be passing out wipes, because the next ones to see the rowers are going to be your group that's starting up on the treadmills. You'll move the rowers, you'll demo the weight floor per usual, just like we always do. At that point in time, you'll cue those treadmills. They can hold base at that point, or they can start to move down to the rower, since that is where Inferno starts. When you come back to talk to your group that is doing Inferno, they're gonna be on the rowers. We're gonna log into the OT Connect without touching the handle. The water's at a dead stop. You're gonna start to explain everything that's going down in the next 23 minutes. There is one rule only, well, maybe a few extra, and that is to not log out of the OT Connect. Utilize that 23-minute countdown. It starts with a 100-meter row, followed by 0.1 on the treadmill for joggers, runners, 0.05, 4% on the incline for power walkers. Distance on the treadmill will always be the same every single round. When members hear 0.1, power walkers hear 0.05, we're thinking power. We're thinking all out every time, boom. However, it's a 23-minute block. Members are in it for the long haul. It's a little bit of power, but a lot of bit of endurance. You want members to know 23 minutes, one of our longest signature workouts. They'll see. We're not giving it all away in the first couple of rounds, even though the efforts are short. That is the most challenging part of this signature workout, to maintain composure and not let your adrenaline sell you short. 100 meters, 0.1, every time they come back to the rower, they'll increase by 100 meters. So 100 to 200, 300, and so forth. For you, make sure you have your stopwatch ready. Today is one of those days where I personally like to run 2 stopwatches, 1 running clock, so I know exactly where they are in the run row, even though you'll be able to see it on the Connect if you forget, and then another clock so I can check in with the weight floor, since over on the floor there will be 3 blocks. Okay, now let's talk about the whiteboard if you're using it. You can use it in both the 2G and the 3G. In the 2G, to present a fun visual, you can tally off members or that first member as they hit that 100-meter row, 200, and so forth, something engaging like that. In the 3G, same thing. So 2G, we'd have the tread distance here. 3G, we'd have those 20 lateral hops, just so members are able to see exactly where they're at if they need it, or so you can tally, interact with your members that way. Also a fun day to have the leader of the pack as a visual. So each class, as someone beats that distance, have that furthest distance of the day somewhere to be seen. It gives members a goal, something to reach if you do have those more elite competitive members. But overall, with that board, have some fun with it today, since it is pretty simple. Let's talk about those blocks on the weight floor. Over on the weight floor in that 2G, there's gonna be 2 longer blocks, a lot of upper body focus, and then a shorter block that's focused on core work. All the exercises on the weight floor complement each other really, really well today. There is some back-to-back going down. We're trying to get through 2 exercises before taking that rest. A lot of TRX movements going down as well. It's an awesome day to get really hands-on with your members. Since Inferno, those members are on that running clock. You have time to sweep the floor, to make those connections, to help members find their best form. At the end, there is a 1-minute finisher. For your members doing Inferno, you want to give them a little bit of time, since it's going to be a 1-minute all-out row. You will have some members at that point in time that might be on the treadmills. Hey, it's time to move. Get to that rower. That's where you're ending today. You'll also have some members who are just about wrapping up on the rower, about to head to the treadmill. Hey, hang out, maybe find one little bit of base before we go all out, but everyone needs to be on that rower for the final minute. Over on the weight floor, a little bit different for that finisher. They're just gonna up the intensity. Super easy for you to cue the weight floor and really give some attention to those in Inferno. Weight floor, continue to do that same exercise you're doing right now. Let's just up the intensity. Let's add a little bit more ump. Let's talk about the 3G. In the 3G, a little bit different. It's not a run row styled workout. It is a row exercise styled workout, but the row stays the same. 100 meters, increasing by 100 every time. So 100 to 200, 300, 400, so forth. 14-minute block. You'll do the same thing when we log in at the beginning, find your name, confirm it's you, go to that stored programs, 14-minute countdown feature. Don't grab that handle until it's time for the countdown. Also, I'm gonna have 2 running stopwatches. One so I know exactly where they're at, even though, like I said before, you'll be able to see it on the OT Connect, and then another for the weight floor since there are 2 blocks over there. The exercise coming off that rower, power-based, it's gonna be even faster since they're right there. Boom, boom, let them know. Take that breath before you get back on the rower. Do what you have to do. Even though it's 14 minutes and shorter efforts, we still wanna focus on endurance. Think about that 2,000 meter benchmark row. Where do you hold your split time on that? Let's aim for somewhere right around there. Shouldn't be an all out split time. Shouldn't be base split time. We're pushing through. Over on the weight floor, they're gonna see the same exercises that they saw in the 2G, just in 2 different blocks. Those upper body exercises, a little less of the core exercises you'll see in that 2G template. In the 45-minute class, same thing, just a little bit more condensed as the 2G class, but still focusing on endurance. Today is also one of those days where you wanna keep an eye on the leader of the pack. They're gonna help you know what round you're on and how to coach our members with empathy. That 500 meter row is gonna feel way different than that 100 meter row. That split time, hey, let's think back to that first round. What was your split time at? Is your split time a little bit different? Okay, great. Like, let's get it here. Same with stroke rate. Stroke rate might start to tailor back, get lower, the longer that row gets. Also, checking in halfway. We're halfway through. Let's take a look at that distance. Guess what? You're gonna be on that rower longer. You're gonna be able to rack up even more distance in this back half, in the second half. It is one of my favorite signature workouts. I always like to chat it up in the lobby, have your members open their phone, look at their previous distance, give them some goals on how to match or beat that, and then just really, really coach with empathy. It's brutal, it's a high splat point day. Watch those heart rates, tell members to use that heart rate, bring it down, recover when needed. It's also a day you're gonna have some really competitive members who do not want to bring that treadmill to a complete stop. Let them know the why behind this. First and foremost, safety. Also, there's no true built-in recovery. So why would you not take that belt slowing down for just a tiny bit of recovery time before you go back to that rower, and then that rower to that treadmill, and so forth. Looking to maintain some of those efforts on the treadmill if they need to reel it back, they can, but starting in more of a push, less of an all out, so they can maintain throughout the entire time. Other than that, I hope you guys have so much fun coaching it, especially since it's on a Monday. Never miss a Monday. Let's do this.